Thermostat wiring for an HVAC residential unit, whether that be a heat pump, gas furnace, etc., for residential uses primarily, could be used for commercial use as well in some certain situations. It's not universal, but it's standard practice when installing a thermostat. One will notice a plethora of colors, and so basically the color here we're addressing is blue. So the blue color, the question is, what does the blue color do? The blue, generally speaking, not always, not universal, but generally accepted, the blue is considered the common. So the common, you have a red power wire, 24 volt, that comes in, then you have a blue common wire. The common wire goes back to most of your fixtures and goes back, so it's what, to my way of thinking, it's kind of a return wire. Electricity is like a circle. It starts and then it goes and comes back until it hits the load side. Then when the load side, and when one says, what is a load side? A load could be considered hypothetically a motor, whether that be a blower motor, a condenser fan motor, etc. So when one has power coming in, so I kind of think of this wire as just a just kind of it's a circular wire where the electricity comes in, goes through, makes a circle, comes all the way back. But when the transformer comes into the HVAC system and the HVAC air handler, one has perhaps high voltage. It goes through the transformer. Whether you've got a gas furnace or a heat pump, you should have a transformer in the air handler. And then say if it's 120, it's irrelevant if it's 120 or 240, both considered high voltage in my opinion. But then when it steps it down through a step down transformer on the other side, the step down will go from that to 24 volts. So the 24 volt red wire supplies the red wire. The common goes in and it makes a full circle. So if you attach it on, say for instance, on whichever item you get, it has to make a full circle. So basically you're supplying with the red and you're coming around and you're making a full circle with the common. So in underground irrigation system, for instance, if you had and you would use wire something along this lines, maybe a smidgen different, maybe for underground burial, I'm not sure. Of course, I'm not sure if this thermostat wire, I couldn't say if it's underground or not. But notwithstanding, most of the time it's just run behind the wall, under the house to the air handler, to the thermostat, and then outside to the condenser if you've got a split unit. But so notwithstanding, the blue wire goes back and everything. Say if you're going to your condenser outside, you would feed it, and then the hot wire would go back, and then once the hot wire goes back, it comes through and goes back through your common wire. So my way of thinking, it's almost like a circle, but perhaps the HVAC guys can explain it better than I can explain it. But once you hit the load side, you're powering the situation. The load gets the electricity. So the low voltage may end up energizing a relay, which in turn puts voltage to something else, etc., and allows the load side to work, to operate properly, if wired properly, if working properly, etc. But like on the sprinkler system, if you have, say, a 4-zone system, each zone would have a common in the irrigation. So you would have the hot could be either color you choose, but each zone has to be tied in. So I kind of think of the common in my way of thinking, in my opinion, is it's like a common point where everything connects together. So, and then it's almost like it perhaps could be considered a return, but if somebody would elaborate on that, that would be great. But I'm thinking it's just the you have to have the red to power. Then you have to have a way for this power to kind of make a circle here. So, but notwithstanding, you have a common, and your thermostat should have a common. Not all thermostats. Now, do keep in mind, if your thermostat has batteries, you may not have a common wire connected. My opinion is, when connecting these wires, I would put a common in there, even if you feel like you don't need it, even if you wrapped it around here for later purposes, because I'm not too familiar with the like the remote thermostats, but from a little bit of reading I've done, some of them require a common. So if you don't run a common and you need to, then you're gonna have to run another wire. So my personal opinion is it's always good to have a common feeding the thermostat. Now, if you've got batteries in the thermostat, you don't need to. So but I would encourage you to put the common, or at least wire it up with the common wire, and wind it here, even if you don't use it, because in the future, if you do need it, at least you have that wire there. So again, the blue wire is the common. So again, the blue wire is the common for HVAC thermostat uses. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.